Welcome to Changing Lifestyles. Today we'll take a look at the changing role of fathers. In the 1950s and the 1960s, most fathers went to work every day, and most mothers stayed at home to take care of the children. However, since the late 60s and the early 70s, family life has been changing dramatically. Instead of accepting the rigid roles imposed by society, many couples have been deciding to change their work-life balance. More mothers have been pursuing careers, while at the same time fathers have been devoting more time to caring for children and doing household chores. This is David Knoll. David is 33 years old, husband, and father of 2 girls. David is a modern father. He and his wife both pursue careers and share in raising the children and doing housework.
Okay, well then you're gonna go to the playground?
Right?
Okay.
Right.
I love you. Can you say bye-bye? Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
David's father, Bob Knoll, was also a loving father. But David's role as a father was different. During the early part of his career, Bob went to work every day while his wife Shirley stayed home. Bob worked for 38 years at Westinghouse as an electrical engineer. Bob worked on some of the first computers ever produced. Bob had always been an involved father. But in 1970, Shirley decided to go back to work. That was when Bob's role as a father changed.
When Shirley went back to work, I had to change my role and started doing more cooking, driving the children here and there. When our children were growing up, I took a lot of interest in what they were doing.
I think in many ways I was probably better prepared for the changing roles that I've had to take on by my father.
We did many things together, and I tried to get them involved in other areas that they seemed to show interest in, such as theater and magic.
He did a great deal more than I think many fathers. I mean, I can think of childhood friends whose fathers, were running businesses who participated almost not at all in their development. And I think I had a role model.
I remember David was he got very interested in magic and juggling, and he was an avid reader.
As a young man, David loved magic, but he pursued a career as a biochemist. Before having children, David spent 40 hours per week studying cellular DNA in a research lab. And his wife, Diane, spent 40 hours a week working as a lawyer in Washington, D.C. After the girls were born, David and Diane both cut back on their hours in order to take care of their daughters. As a research scientist, David's schedule was more flexible, so he took on more responsibilities for the children's day-to-day care.
Well, I have been able to adjust my schedule so that I can be home at 5 o'clock for the kids, and if the children are sick, being able to come home and take them to the doctors. We go for a walk, we take the dogs up the street, go to the park, hang out at the park, and then we head back to the house and begin preparing dinner.
Since Bob retired 10 years ago, he has been enjoying his role as a grandfather. He's been traveling with his wife Shirley, and he's been playing tennis. Meanwhile, David is just beginning his journey as a father in a new era.
It can be difficult, especially when you're taking on new roles for the first time, and it can be disconcerting, and it can be more comfortable to take on those traditional roles. I think I have many more responsibilities than even most fathers do today, and certainly more than I think when my father was raising his children. But the difference is not the sort of classic role reversal. I'm not a stay-at-home dad. We have an excellent babysitter who has allowed both my wife and I the opportunities to continue pursuing our career.
While there are many differences in how David and Bob have raised their children, there are many important similarities.